Good morning. I'm popping in a few minutes early because I want to make sure that everything's working wonderfully this morning. Happy weekend. It is a gorgeous day here in Denver. It's going to be a hot one this weekend. We're hitting our first 90 degrees tomorrow. I don't know if I'm ready. The summers here are quite intense. Wondering how it is where you are, what your plans are for the weekend, and how your week was. Were you able to stay active? I would love to know what's going on. Do you have any limitations or challenges that you're dealing with? Because if you are, you know that there's always a modifier, right? But before I launch in, this is a new month, so it's a new theme, and that is June Jubilation. And I love that because this is my birthday month. June 28th, I'm a Cancer gal, and I'm going to be turning the big 6-1. It was a year ago almost that I partnered up with 60 Up on my 60th birthday, which was such a wonderful, what do you want to call it? Kismet or serendipitous, I love that when that happens. But anyway, so with June Jubilation, the theme is really about more energy and increased stamina. So today, as always, I'm going to do, some drills on the floor to check your progress with your balance. And I'm going to intermittently do some low impact cardio. I do want you to just always listen to your body and go at your own pace. But this is really about tuning in and getting your body, like challenging your body with energy. So maybe when I'm doing one of the low impact cardio moves, you put a little bit more energy into that move, or, bigger arms, or whatever the case may be. Good morning, Pat. How are you doing today? Are you feeling good? Are you ready to work out? I'm going to turn on some music, and we're just going to launch right in because I need this full hour. Okay? So let's do it. Let's see. Okay. So first, we're just gonna, I got a notification coming in. So first, we're just gonna do some knee lifts. The chair's there, of course. And we're just gonna start warming up those hip flexors. Who's in? Hi, Mai. Are you gonna join us today, or are you just checking it out? If you're gonna join us, welcome. I'm always happy to see new people in my class. And if you are just launching in, there's always a modifier. I always am encouraging you to just go at your own pace. You do need to have all your bands handy just in case. I have the short ones attached to the front. But right now, we're just getting you started. Hi, Craig. Haven't seen you in a while. Good morning. Hi, how you doing? How's the weather where you are? Summer is like here in Denver, I'll tell you that right now. So we're just gonna do a few more of these, and then we're gonna hold the one leg up. So it's gonna be 4, use your breath, 3, and 2, and 1. Now hold and lift. Take your hand off, check your balance, standing leg is bent, and just breathe. Are you pretty steady? Are you pretty stable? I'm feeling pretty good right now. And then we're gonna release, and then we're just gonna alternate again. And it doesn't matter how high that leg comes up. If you have any pain, you can limit that range of motion. And you can certainly slow it down if you need to as well. So we're just gonna do a few more, and then we're gonna lift that opposite leg and hold. and breathe. So if you're ready, lift, stabilize, and breathe. Are you just as stable on this side, or is one side more stable than the other? Starting to work that mind-body connection, right? And then release. Now what we're gonna do is just an alternating leg curl to start warming up those hamstrings. And use your breath. And you can have your hands on the chair, or you don't have to, it's up to you. Let's just wake up those hamstrings, okay? Did you get a good night's sleep last night? Mine was just okay. It was such a beautiful night last night. So I met a few of my girlfriends up on a rooftop just for a bite to eat, to enjoy it. I am so excited. The world is open and socializing, and we're able to, go to these restaurants and sit outside and enjoy, and even inside and enjoy. It's been pretty wonderful. I forgot how actually isolating it was this past year and how much I missed, right? Getting out and about. Okay, let's just do 4 more of these. Here's 2. Kick your butt. 3 and 4. Good. Now what we're going to do is a shift and lift. So we're going to start warming up those abductors. So you have the chair handy if you need it. Actually, what you might want to do is have it in front for this. I just kind of wanted you to see my legs. Lift and lift. So when you lift that leg, for anyone that's new, you want to lead with the heel of your foot. Come down soft, keep the knees bent, lift. Exhale as you lift. Stabilize, lift. So we're keeping the foot parallel to the floor because the focus is on that abductor now. So if you need to put your hands on the chair, that's what it's there for. It's 100% okay. But if you're feeling really confident and you want to try to take those hands off, and let's just do 4 more. And here's 2 and 3. Are you feeling it? I am, for sure. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift and hold, stabilizing this standing leg. See, I almost lost it there. Engage your core. And if you want to use your arms to counterbalance, but just testing your stability on the floor, and then release, and then lift and switch when you feel stable. If you like to try to take those hands off, you're thinking about those pressure points in your foot. That standing leg is bent. Pull your abdominals in tight, relax the shoulders, and breathe, and then release. I always really, really feel that in my abductors. I wonder if you feel it as much as I do. Okay, so we're just gonna march it out before we focus on the inner thigh. Just for a nice little release here. You can kick it out a little bit. But do let me know how you feel that your balance has improved off the board doing these drills. I would love to know. Let's just do a few more here to release. And 1 more each side. Good, now we're gonna stabilize, and now we're gonna warm up those inner thighs. So you're gonna place the heel to the front of that bottom foot. So the knee is angled out, but the hips stay forward. And you're just gonna lift, then tap the floor. So you're lifting that leg from your inner thigh. But look, my foundation is solid. Use that breath and don't lock out that standing leg. I know it's going to be tempting to do that, but that's just way too much stress on the knee, right? So lift. Relax the shoulders. If you're feeling good, take your hands off. You don't have to. How are you doing with this one? Do you feel your inner thigh working? Let's just do 4 more of these. Good morning, whoever popped in, welcome. And let's just do 2 more. Ooh, I feel it. Hold it up and release. Wow, okay, kick it out. Sometimes I know I've said this before, but it's so crazy. We're just lifting our leg, right? But boy, I mean, granted, I've had a couple of good workouts these last couple of days. Just getting outdoors, getting energized for June Jubilation, getting out there as much as I possibly can. I'm gonna put air in my bike tires today because it's time to get that bike out. Got a basket, Barney plops in the basket. I strap him in, it's so much fun. I take him around Wash Park and the kids just love it. There's little Barney, you know, in the basket. It's too much. Okay, now we're gonna switch. So bring that heel to the front of that bottom foot. Angle it out, stabilize. And when you're ready, lift, tap the floor. Is this a challenging move for you? Are you able to get the leg angled out like this? And are you able to focus on that inner thigh? Now I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm gonna take my hand off. But always picking a focal point. You are my focal point, or I should say, I am my focal point. It's kind of cheating because I can see myself in my form here. Use that breath. And let's just do 3 more. Yikes, hold it up. And release. And then just kick it out again. Release it out. How did you do? Pretty good? Great? Not so great? It's okay, you know. It's always about progress, not perfection. You're going at your own, you know, on your own journey and just doing the best you can every time. The biggest thing is you've shown up, right? You just start moving. That's it. Okay, now we're gonna work on the calf muscles. So we're gonna just come all the way up, drop those heels. Lift, drop, lift, and drop. Believe it or not, this drill is great for osteoporosis, bone health. I know it seems almost counterintuitive, but I was working with a physical therapist on some, you know, fitness tips and wellness tips that I do on a regular basis. And yeah, she's the one that said this, and actually the stomp is great for osteoporosis. Lift, plop it down. Really get deep into those calf muscles, okay? Feel that contraction, flex, squeeze up. And here we go for 4, 3, 2, and hold it at the top. Now let's work that balance. Pick a focal point, and if you feel stable and confident, take one arm off. And if that feels good, then take the other off. Engage your core, tighten those glutes. The calf muscles are talking. They're definitely working. Breathing deeply here. Really good to warm up those ankle joints, the feet, everything. The calf muscles are working. And then release and kick it out. Okay, so that was your little warm up there. Testing your balance. How did you do? And we're going to take it behind the board now, okay? So I hope you have your towel handy, because before we launch into the board, You know, I want you to always have the chair pretty close by in case you need to take a seat. It's there. Because now we're going to warm up the upper body. So grab your hand towel. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. You can just go through the same motions without it, but I like to use the towel. And we're just going to first go into that step. So you're going to push the heel down into the floor, and then you're going to lift and bring it down. So exhale as you lift that towel up, and really think about opening the upper back. I really love the towel warm up to get the blood circulating, to warm up all those muscles in your upper body, to get you ready for some resistance band work, right? For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now hold it here, go into a heel tap, and then what we're going to do is pull the towel in. So now I want you to think about those back muscles. As you pull the towel back, squeeze. Getting your heart rate up a little bit here too. And if you don't want to do a heel tap, you can do the same thing, just stepping in place. Whatever feels good for you, okay? Work it, getting that energy up. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now back to the step. So I know I've probably said this to you before too, but I like to grab the towel and bring it to the park, or what I've done recently is taken one of the short bands, and after I've warmed up doing my power walk, I do these exercises with the towel or the short band while I'm walking, because it gets your heart rate up a little bit more. It's a great way to build your stamina, your endurance. Okay, now what you're going to do is bring the towel up, then pull down to the chest. Exhale as you pull. So this is for the lats. You're really thinking about pulling that towel down through thick air. Keep your chin tucked in. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now hold the towel up, step back, press back. Just tight little presses here. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And step. Okay, now what we're going to do is an underhand grip on that towel. And we're going to just bring it up shoulder height, curl in, press out. But keep those elbows up shoulder height. Retract that chin inward. And exhale as you curl. Really warming up those biceps. And remember, you can add as much resistance as you like by thinking about pulling that towel in through thick air, then resisting on the way out. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Now bring the towel behind you. Keep stepping, palm facing up. Now we're going to lift and lower with the straight arms. So now the focus is on the back of your shoulder, your rear deltoid, but of course the triceps come into play here. So just lift as high as you can without forcing anything, and use your breath. How are you doing? Are you with me on this? bring it center, and we're gonna stabilize. Bring your feet shoulder width apart, bend your knees, bring the towel here, soft elbows. Now keeping those knees fixed, side to side. Nice and easy, relax your abdominals, relax your shoulders. Just use your breath. But look, see how my knees are not moving? My lower body is completely grounded into that floor, so the knees don't sway back and forth. A good visual is if you think that there's headlights attached to the front of those knees, and they're staying straight ahead, right? And my head is also not moving. So really, we're just isolating your midsection here, but only going to your natural range of motion. Relax those shoulders down. And 4, 3, here's 2, and 1, and then we're going to stretch it up, hold, and then release that towel. Now I am going to show you what I'm talking about, like when I went to the park, just because it was so great. You know, I grabbed the small band. I had actually the yellow one because it's lighter resistance. So, you know, while I was walking, you know, I'm doing these exercises, right? Just to get my heart rate up a little bit more. And then you can also do your triceps as you're walking. You can grab it underneath, pull back, and pull it apart. So there's just so many wonderful ways that you can up the challenge while you're walking in the park. Just, you know, throw this around your neck. It doesn't weigh anything, it's perfect. And you can create your own, you know, but it's really terrific. You know, sometimes I just work the biceps like this and just pull the opposite direction. So that's just a little idea for you for June Jubilation Month to increase your stamina, because sometimes when we're walking, it's great, right? But if we really want to get cardio, simply involving the arms is going to, of course, increase your heart rate and up the challenge. And that's what we're looking for, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to come behind the board. We're going to stabilize that board center. We're going to step behind the 2, drop the board. Behind the 2, and now just a nice rock side to side, pressing into the outside of that foot. Again, so if you're new and you're just observing, you know, there's beginning classes. Dan teaches on Tuesday. Really, really thorough for the brain-body connection, including all the board basics. This workout is, I would say, more intermediate with some advanced moves. That's why I'm always encouraging you to modify if necessary. Okay, now if you're ready, let's go for that center. Tuck the pelvis under. Engage your core. Pick that focal point. And we're always thinking about those pressure points in our feet, right? Are you able to hit the center and maintain it? I'm struggling a little bit. And then just rock side to side. And on this next one, we are going to go into our squat. So first, find the center, push your hips back. And if you're feeling good, sit into the squat and then back up. Sit, grip the glutes, So you're pushing those hips all the way back. Watch so those knees don't bow together or bow out. How are you doing? And if you want to try to take one arm off and alternate that, for me, sometimes it just helps with distributing the weight, counterbalancing, because you really want to pretend, remember, like you're sitting on the edge of a chair and you're keeping your chest lifted. Now, are you able to keep that center while squatting it out? So far, so good. This is really building your strength and endurance in those quadriceps, in your glutes. It's great for knees, low back, ankles, your feet. Such a good joint stabilizing exercise here. And let's just get a couple more. And then we're going to hold it down. Hold it. And then pull it up, squeeze the tush, rock side to side, and just tap it on out. That was our first challenge of the day, and I'm wondering how you did. Are you feeling pretty strong this morning? Okay, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good, now drop the board, step it down, and step it down. If you need to get a drink of water before we move into the hamstrings, please do. Otherwise, let's just go into that alternating hamstring curl. One of my faves. Keeping the board center. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to go into repeaters. Tap and curl, tap and curl. Standing leg is bent. Use your breath. Keep the resistance in your muscle. Exhale as you curl up. Thinking about those pressure points in that standing foot. Relax your shoulders. I know it's a lot to think about. How are you doing? Just really isolating those hamstrings. Now let's get 4, curl, 3, and 2. Now hold it at the top. Release. Drop the board and switch. Tap, curl. Is that leg way behind you? Visualize those hamstrings working. For 4, 3, and 2, and hold it at the top, holding. Then release and just step side to side. Just work it out a little bit here. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now bring it to the center and just step it out. So funny when Barney just stands there. He's just like frozen. Let's get 4 and press. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a V step, wide, wide, and then narrow and narrow. Okay, so we're going to step up to the 3, then the 3, and then down and down. Step up wide. So first I want you to go slow so you get that foot placement. Drop the board, then come down. Place, place, step, step. To be careful I don't step on Barney. And then if you're feeling really good about that and you want to speed it up, that's up to you. I'm going to do it today because I'm trying to go along with this month's theme and building energy and endurance, stamina. And then if you want to further challenge yourself and you want to reach with that opposite arm as you step, you don't have to. This is just testing that proprioception connection, that brain-body connection. We're working your coordination as well as your balance. So just do the best you can. You don't have to lift your arm. And let's just get 3 more. And then just hold here and step, step, step. And then we're going to lead with the opposite leg. So first we're going to stabilize. And we're going to step up wide, then narrow and narrow. Step, step, together. I really like these exercises on the board because it definitely challenges your coordination while you're testing your stability, right? So now again, if you want to speed it up and you want to add that arm, it's up to you. You don't have to. It's just one more thing to think about, right? But, you know, during daily activities, we're not always paying full attention as we should to our alignment and what we're doing. So another great benefit of the board is it improves your reaction response. So, I mean, amongst all the other benefits, that's a great one. Okay, let's just get 3 more. And then step it out. How did you do with that? Press the heel down into the floor. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I do want you to get a quick drink of water because we're going to do a reverse lunge off the board. This is a more challenging move. But I'm also going to give you a modifier, so don't worry. But if you're ready, what I'm going to show you is first you're going to step up onto that center line, right? And you're going to lift the opposite knee. Then you're going to step all the way back, pull your weight back, drop down into that lunge, pull up, step back, pull the weight back, vertical drop, pull up. Now modifier, step back, push your heel into the floor, pull the knee up, step back, press the heel into the floor, keep the board center, and lift. That's the modifier. Otherwise, step back, stabilize. Vertical drop, pull up. This really, talk about building stamina in your lower body. Okay, this is doing it. And you can make it one smooth, fluid movement if you feel confident with that. Otherwise, do the step back, pull the weight back before you do that vertical drop. Take your time, get your balance before you pull that knee up, okay? Really listening to your body here. Again, this is a more advanced move, so please don't force it. I'm just testing and challenging stamina today. And we're just gonna do 2 more of these. I'm really feeling it, big time. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold it up, find the center, standing leg is bent. Whew, I'm having a hard time. Okay, I'm gonna concentrate now. And then step down and down. Woo! How did you do with that? Let's release it out. You know, I have to give a big shout out and kudos to our fearless leader, Dan, who despite injury, showed up to do his class, and I think it's really smart because we get injured. And to show you that that doesn't mean that you have to sit on the couch. That doesn't mean that, you know, you can't be empowered and do something. And he, you know, he certainly proved that. And that's the thing, is like we can do other things, you know, no matter what's going on, there is a solution. So it was very encouraging, right? Very motivating. Just work it out. For 4 and 3. Here's 2 and 1. Now side step it here. Bring it low. You can take your hand off if you like. Just working it out a little bit before we launch into that other leg. Welcome whoever popped in. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you're joining me for today's workout. If not, you know what? You can always do it later. It stays up on this page, and then we do our best to transfer them to the 60 Up YouTube. Some days I'm not able to upload them for whatever reason, and some days I am. You know, Facebook is funny that way. Okay, here we go. Let's march it out. Let's just give us a little bit more before we switch to that other leg, because you know that's very demanding. So if you're ready, first we're going to stabilize the body. You're going to step up with that left foot to the center line. Now, remember the modifier is pull up, step back, pull the weight back, push that back heel, heel into the floor. Excuse me. Lift, allergy, step back, push the heel. Lift, step back, pull the weight. Okay, now if we want to do the full move, knee up, step back, pull back, vertical drop. Lift, step back far enough so you can pull the weight back so that knee is right over your ankle line. I'm up on the ball of that back foot. Vertical drop. Lift, step back, pull back. Vertical drop, keep your chest up. Sorry, I really have a frog in my throat. I'm gonna have to get water in a second. Really pick a focal point. Whew. I really feel this in my glutes too, big time. Thinking about those pressure points in my standing foot. Working the proprioceptors because I'm doing my best to maintain that center balance. Really using all the strength of that thigh to pull my body weight up, and we're just going to do 2 more of these. And here's the last one. We're going to hold it up there. Hold, center, stabilize. confident enough to take my hands off. But if you are, go for it. How did you do? Step down and down. Whew. Leg curls. We are going to release those arms because we want to work it out a little bit. I have the feeling that you might be gripping those poles a little too hard, right? So we want to release that upper body, and we want to step down soft. You're not pounding the floor here. I'm just doing kind of a crisscross of my arms. Feels good. Plus we're getting that heart rate up. Remember, it's all about how much energy you put into the move. Pull, pull. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Side step it here. Feeling good? I hope so. I'm feeling pretty good right now. And let's step it out. Let's march it out. Just work it out a little bit. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to move the poles to the inside. I do want your short bands attached. So get a drink of water and let's do that, okay? Okay, getting ready to do some upper body. So you're gonna take your push pin, right? Push it in and let's just move it. Pretty easy. And then switch. So look how I'm coming down. You notice I'm not pulling, I'm not bending over from the waist. Always paying attention to your alignment. If you're outside and you're gardening or whatever you're doing, gosh, and you're not paying attention to how you're bending and twisting, okay, that's a surefire way to pull a muscle. You know, I see these lovely women in my neighborhood and they're just hunched over and they're yanking the weeds, and it takes everything in me not to say, excuse me, but can I show you the proper form? I don't want you to hurt yourself. Goodness gracious, because when we're working, moving, doing those daily chores, we're not always paying attention to that mind-body. You know, and it's so important, especially as we get older. Important how we get out of the car, important how we take the stairs, how we turn. It's really crucial, okay? I want you to hear my voice. Whenever you're in an unstable situation, think about that, okay? All right, are you ready? Okay, we're gonna step behind the 2 and the 2 again. It's kind of my favorite position here. Rock side to side, keeping the knees soft. And right away, we're gonna find that center. How fast can you find that center? It really helps me when I tighten my glutes. And then you can unhook. And first, we're just gonna do the row, the double row. So look, my elbows stay close to my body, and I'm driving those elbows up to the ceiling. And what I'm thinking about is squeezing my shoulder blades together at the top. So I do want you to pause for a split second at the top while doing your best to maintain that center. So what are we thinking about? Yep, the pressure points in our feet. Yep, the core is engaged. Yep, we're focusing on the Squeeze at the top. And what else? Yep, we're focusing on the exhale up as we exert our energy. So now we're working the upper body, that's obvious. But I hope you realize how much we're working those stabilizers in our lower body and also our core. That's why this board is so amazing. It is a full body workout, anti-aging workout here. How are you doing? Okay, now we're gonna get 4 more of these and then we're gonna hold the last rep at the top. So here's 2, exhale up, 3. Now hold it here, hold, contracting, squeezing, and then release the arms and just rock side to side. Keep the knees soft. I do want you to think right now to roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders back. And then you're just gonna do a side pull up. So we're working your side body here. You're keeping your knees bent. Exhale as you pull the band up your side. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable because you want to put your hands on the poles, please do, and then just continue working, finding your center balance. Whatever you want to do. This is your workout. But I kind of wanted to add this in because I was playing around with it the other day and it felt really good. This is a movement we don't do very often in everyday life, right? So we're gonna just do 4, pull up, 3, and 2, and last one here. Good, okay, now we're gonna find that center. We're gonna lock those elbows in. Keeping our wrist fixed, we're gonna go into our biceps. Stabilize, stabilize. Look, you're just going through your natural range of motion. Please don't pull your elbow away from your body and don't let your wrists come into play. No extension, flexion with the wrist, please. Keep the wrist fixed and solid, just those biceps are lifting. Tuck the pelvis under, squeeze the glutes. Think about those pressure points in your feet. Exhale up. How are you doing? I'm feeling pretty strong. I've been hitting the gym again because no mask. So I've been doing my favorite elliptical and circuit at Choose Gym here in Denver. Loving it. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and last one. Let's hold it at the top. Hold the contraction. And then release it slowly. Whew. Side to side, knees are soft. I really felt that. And then we're gonna go into that side pull again. So what do you got in store for this weekend? Kind of laying low tonight, I think. Tomorrow night, another rooftop patio, taking advantage of the 90-degree weather. Crazy. It's like one day it's snowing here and the next day it's summer. Or that's what it feels like. For 4, pull, 3, and 2. Really working that side body. And then, let's anchor those, shall we? Open the feet wider, and we are gonna tap it out before we go into our plie. I want you to release that lower body. So whatever feels good. If this feels good, wonderful. If you wanna go into your leg curls, if that feels better. Whatever feels good for you. If you wanna just sidestep it, I kind of like to do the leg curl. It feels like a bigger release for me on my lower body, on my joints. ask you about your sandals and your footwear. Like, I just got these. I'm not gonna probably pronounce it right. I'll show them to you. OOFOS flip-flops that are orthopedically designed, and they're like super duper structured and cushioned and just so good. Just walking around here or taking Barney for a walk. I need the extra support. Okay, are you ready? I hope so. Let's turn those toes out. And then we are gonna find the center. You're gonna keep your chest lifted. Light grip or no grip. And the focus is more on the inner thighs. Now you can stay here and just continue to challenge yourself to keep that center. Or if you'd like to challenge yourself and you want to go into the plies, I'm gonna give it a go. Press, push, squeeze. So you're pushing those heels into the board to get your body weight up. Pause at the bottom, squeeze up into the glutes. Make sure those toes are all the way out. I'm struggling, but I'm gonna still continue to challenge myself. Okay, I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna focus. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, guess what? We're going to hold it down. The modifier is simply partial plie. Oh boy, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Challenging myself today, building my strength and endurance, and I hope you are too. Squeeze up. Okay. That was just extra hard today for some reason. Oh boy. Okay. For 4 and 3 and 2. Oh boy. And 1. Good. Then drop the board. Step it down, step it down. Let's just do those knee lifts again. And then we're going to do the opposite arm, opposite knee. How are you doing? Let's get 4, lift, 3, lift, 2, and 1. And then just kick it out. Release it, release. For 4 and 3 and 2. And here's one, we're just cooling it down. And then nice, easy side step. Okay, I hope you'll let me know how you did today. I'm going to do a little bit longer of a cool down and a stretch. We did a lot of work on that lower body. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Good, and then just nice, easy march. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Okay, good job. Get a drink of water and we're going to go into a stretch. So first I'm going to stretch out your quadriceps so you can step right next to the board. Bring the knee up. If you can grab that foot, place those knees together. Now remember, we're focusing on that 7 count breath in through the nose, holding the breath for a few beats. Then exhaling slowly through the mouth, releasing and relaxing into the stretch. Again. And one more time. Then step all the way back and push that heel into the floor, stretching out your calf muscles. Have you been able to work on building your lung capacity? Have you been doing your breathing exercises and your meditation? Then slowly bring it up, heel down, toes up, push those hips back, and let's focus on our hamstrings. Take even more breath in. Visualize that breath traveling into your hamstrings. And exhale. And then slowly releasing out of that. Now before we switch, let's stretch out our low back. Hinging from the waist, look at that red activator ball, focusing on the slow count breaths. And then very slowly walking it back up and coming to the other side. Let's go into our quadricep stretch. Then step all the way back, push that heel into the floor. Press forward until you feel that really good stretch in your calf muscles. And then come on up, heel down, toe up, push the hips back, breathe into your hamstrings. And very slowly bringing it back up. Okay, now bring it to the center. Side stretch. Really lengthen, reach through those fingertips. Try to get that elbow next to your ear and send that breath all the way up your side body. And then slowly switching. And then bring it back to the center. Grab your towel if you have it. And just reach up and pull for a lat stretch, shoulder stretch, tuck your pelvis under. And release. And then we're going to go back into our low back stretch. And then slowly coming up and grab the towel behind you, palms up, lift, and breathe. And release, and then just roll those shoulders up and back. Release it out. And I'm going to come on over. How did you do today? Did you do good? Hi, Darasha. Oh, good. I'm glad you're sweating, Craig, because you know it's June, Jubilation Month. And this is all about sweating, getting our energy up, our stamina, building our stamina and our endurance. So I'm happy to hear that. So push your head into your hands, drive those elbows back, sitting up nice and tall, and just breathe. And then release. And let's stretch out our hip and our outer thigh. So put that ankle right on your thigh and just send some nice healing breaths into those tight hips, okay? Daresha, you were late. Oh no, but it's okay. You can always do the other part later if you feel like it. It's really important that you warm up before you launch in, okay? That's crucial. So even if, like, for instance, for future reference, if you have to pop in late before jumping on the board, just do some of those low impact moves to get the blood circulating and your muscles and joints warmed up, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's switch. Focus on that breath in. One more slow healing breath. And then release. Let's just roll those shoulders up and forward. Good job, you guys. So happy to have you here with me. I am wishing you a wonderful day and a fabulous weekend. Let me know how you did. And I will look forward to seeing you on Monday for my lower body workout. Okay? So stay energized. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.